Today we celebrate the feast of Dominic Savio. And my dear boys, it is sad that y'all are not here. Otherwise, we could have celebrated the feast together. Not only the feast, but the Navina and the preparation which goes into Navina and the feast. At the same time, I know that Brother Ambrose, along with y'all, at least some boys, have organized different activities for you to enable you to grow in your knowledge of Dominic Savio. Because only when we know about a saint can we imitate the saint. So I want to thank all the boys, Ajinkya, Sheen, Nolan, Alexander, Josiah, Macbeth, Roland, Savio Sunni, Meet, and Nathan Lobo. They have helped in one way or the other under the guidance of Brother Ambrose, Brother Alistair, Brother Jansen and Ankit also have given their help whenever they were asked. So all of them together and the names which I took, I want to say thanks to you all for animating our online boarding, for animating the boys to grow in their love and of course knowledge of Dominic Savio. Soon Marian month will begin within few days. I request you to continue showing the same enthusiasm, taking part in the Marian month, so that you may know more about Mother Mary and imitate her. Dominic Savio was born on 2nd of April 1842 and he died as a teenager. He was not even 15. He died on 9th of March 1857, few days before he could complete 15 years. When Dominic Savio died, immediately Don Bosco sent letters. He sent letters to all those people who knew Dominic Savio well, right from his young age. The priest in his place, the teachers who are also priests only in the school, the chaplain. Chaplain means they were going to a chapel. So the priest in charge was not a parish priest, was a chaplain. And also the friends who were in the boarding of Don Bosco along with Dominic Savio. He collected all the information he got from the friends and from the neighbors of Dominic Savio and also priests. And then he compiled a small booklet with the aim of making Dominic Savio known to the boys so that they can imitate him. For Don Bosco would say that just like Dominic Savio, there are many boys in the boarding who are pious, who are very prayerful. But Dominic Savio is different. He is filled with virtues. Nobody can equal him when it comes to holiness and virtues. One day, Don Bosco was retiring to sleep, or he was doing some work, but it was night. He heard a knock on the door, and so he opened and he found Dominic Savio. He asked Dominic Savio what was the matter, and Dominic Savio just told him, "Come with me." Don Bosco was puzzled, was wondering where Dominic Savio was taking him. And he took him outside his house, boarding house, and they went on the street. And Dominic Savio continued. First street, second street. Don Bosco was completely puzzled, just did not know where Dominic Savio was taking him. Finally, he entered one house and he went to the 3rd floor by the staircase. Don Bosco went with him. And then Don Bosco knocked at the door, or Dominic Savio must have knocked at the door. One lady opened the door. And as soon as she saw Don Bosco, she thanked God. And she told Don Bosco, "My husband is on his deathbed. He wants to make confession because he had left the Catholic Church. He had become a Protestant and now he is repenting. He just wants to make confession before he dies. Don Bosco heard that confession, gave him absolution, and Don Bosco and Dominic Savio returned back. Now, as they were returning back, Don Bosco asked Dominic Savio, how did he know that that man wanted to make confession? Anybody will have this question in mind. Dominic Savio did not answer. He remained quiet. They went further on their way to the boarding. Again Don Bosco asked him, how did you come to know? And then Dominic Savio began to cry. Don Bosco felt that he must not pursue his question again and again. He left the matter there. Later on, years later, Dominic Savio's sister told Don Bosco that Dominic Savio had this sense of getting to a place without hesitation, as if somebody inside him is directing him, even if he was going to that place for the first time. And Dominic Savio's sister said, it has happened so many times with me. I would go with my brother to different places and he would go straight to the destination as if he had been there so many times. What this gift was, we do not know. How Dominic Savio came to know that that man wanted to make confession, we can only speculate, we can guess that God must have inspired him. But Dominic Savio did not give an answer. When Don Bosco requested different people who knew Dominic Savio well to write something so that he could compile a small booklet for the boarding boys, the chaplain where Dominic Savio was born and he was growing had this to say, that Dominic Savio was a very prayerful boy. When he would come to the chapel, his hands folded, his eyes closed, and he would pray, and there was so much of peace and serenity on his face. Even when it comes to his studies, he would say, when it comes to his studies, he was a very hardworking boy. Not only was he very hardworking in his studies, he was also ready to help others. And that chaplain said that he never heard, Dominic Savio fighting with anyone. He never heard. And he knew that this boy is a special boy. Another priest who was his teacher has this to say about Dominic Savio. This is a very famous incident, probably you may be knowing also. The place where Dominic Savio was living was northern Italy, very, very cold. And in winter it becomes very chilled. Besides carrying books to the school, each boy had to carry a log of wood, so that all the logs were collected in one place and fire was lit so that the classroom remains warm. Two boys, very, very naughty boys, what they did is they brought snow from outside. And the place where the stove was, when that's the stove, where the wood would be kept to be lit, they put snow on that. Now once you put snow on the wood cannot burn. So when that priest, was also a teacher, came in, he saw what had happened, and he was furious. And he wanted to know who did that. Those two naughty boys were responsible for that. They named Dominic Savio. They put the blame and accused Dominic Savio. So the priest, the teacher, called Dominic Savio, scolded him and punished him. It was after many hours, means late morning or early afternoon, that somebody went and told the priest, the teacher, that it was not Dominic Savio, it was those two other boys who had accused Dominic Savio. So that priest, the teacher, asked Dominic Savio later, Why did you not defend yourself? Why you did not tell me the truth? Dominic Savio answered, even Jesus was unjustly condemned. Very short answer, but we understand the meaning. When Dominic Savio entered the boarding, it was just 2.5 years before he could die. Just for 2.5 years, he was with Don Bosco. 1854 in the month of October, he entered, and when he came to the office of Don Bosco, he saw these words, which were in Latin. Da mi animas, cetera tole. It was in Latin, and Dominic Savio did not know Latin. So he asked Don Bosco, what is the meaning of these words? Now those words, da mi animas, cetera tole, was the motto of Don Bosco. He took that motto when he was ordained. And it means, da mi animas means give me souls. Cetera tole means take away the rest, means everything else. So Dominic Savio understood intuitively what was the meaning of this. And so he told Don Bosco, I understand that in this place you do work and business with souls and make them holy. Now Dominic Savio's mother was a tailor. She was a seamstress. So he was well acquainted with stitching, clothes. And so Dominic Savio told Don Bosco, or rather Don Bosco first told Dominic Savio, you are a wonderful cloth, good stuff to become a saint or to make you a saint. And in response to that, Dominic Savio said, you are the tailor and I am the cloth. Make a beautiful garment for the Lord. You are the tailor, I am the cloth. Make a beautiful garment for the Lord. My dear boys, I'm sure you understand the meaning of this. Using the language of a tailor, seamstress, because his own mother was a tailor. He used that language to say, make me a holy person. On 24th of June, feast of John the Baptist, we just celebrated a few days ago. That was the feast day of Don Bosco also. John, his name is John, so John Bosco. Don Bosco called all the children and he told each child, each boy, on a piece of paper, you write what you want as a gift. I will try to give it to you. Don Bosco did not have money that time, but he thought, let me make the children happy. Many boys wrote so many things. What did Dominic Savio write? What did he want? He wrote, I want to be a saint. When Don Bosco read that, his eyes were moist. And he knew that this boy is very serious about holiness, about sanctity. All that matters to him is holiness and growth in virtues. And Don Bosco told him something which is very, very nice and which I know that it is possible for all of us, especially the teenagers, to imitate. And I would like to read those words which Don Bosco told Dominic Savio. Dominic Savio wrote these words, help me to become a saint. And Don Bosco thought, this boy must be taken seriously. So he called him aside. You have asked me the most beautiful gift, and I will surely help you. To become a saint, you need a recipe. Just like when your mother bakes a cake, she removes these ingredients to be mixed. Eggs, flour, yeast, and she mixes them to make the cake. There are three ingredients that you need to put together to become a saint. Cheerfulness. Whatever makes you sad or whatever upsets you, chase it away. Your duties of study and prayer. Second, you pay attention at school. Do your homework well. Study your lessons. And when I invite you to pray, pray willingly. Third, do good to others. There will be always someone around you who needs your help. Give them a hand, even if it means sacrifice on your part. If you mix these three ingredients, which are they? Cheerfulness at every cost. Then your duty of study and prayer. And third, do good to others. If you mix these ingredients well, you will become a saint. My dear boys, this is what a message I would like to leave. Three ingredients to grow in holiness. Cheerfulness. Because when we are doing what is right, we'll always be happy. But when we do something which is wrong, we will be disturbed. When am I caught? What will be the consequences of what I have done? Always it will rob me of peace. I will not be happy. Study and prayer. And finally, doing good to others. Dominic Savio became very ill. So Don Bosco told him to go home to recover. And as he was on his deathbed, his father, his mother was so distressed. Very, very sad. And which parents will not be? They were so distraught, distressed. But how was Dominic Savio? His own neighbor, in response to the question, not question, but in response to the invitation which Don Bosco had sent after the death of Dominic Savio, write what you know about Dominic Savio. Dominic Savio's neighbor wrote this and sent it to Don Bosco. That when Dominic Savio was on his deathbed, his father and mother was so difficult to be comforted. And who was comforting them? Dominic Savio. He was comforting his parents on his deathbed. So can you imagine how holy this boy was? And he was telling them, God is going to take me to heaven. I can see Mother Mary. I can see saints. And he was going on comforting his parents not to cry, not to be distressed. Today's feast invites all of us, whether we are young or whether we are parents or whether we are grown in age, to be always cheerful, to keep sin away, to do our work well. As youngsters, study is your priority. But for whoever, whatever we are doing, our work and prayer. And third, always do good to others, especially those who are needy, even before they come and ask us.